Shalom, shalom. We the House of the Maccabees, House of Isaac, coming to you with another Throwdown Thursday. Prince Tim from the Nation of Israel, tribe of Judah.
All right, and I'm Ezra, Nation of Israel, tribe of Judah. All praises.
All praises. We hope that we can come today with some edification for the family. With another Throwdown Thursday. I know it's been a minute since we came on, so we want to try and kind of go back to basically Black History Month, because we have not had the opportunity to kind of touch on a lot of issues of Black history, and we wanted to do a Black History Month topic for you all. But we're gonna kind of let me back off of that, and we're gonna throw a little bit up in there, a little drama in there too as well. So I want to start out. I want to start out with Revelations 12 and 9. Let me see. I want to start out with Revelations 12 and 9 because we're gonna talk about the accuser of the brethren, right? Who are our accusers, right? In the war, basically, the main people who are being accused, accordingly, of course, all of us, but black men, right, on the front lines is us, brothers, the Israelites. So we're the main ones being accused. So we're gonna go into basically beginning of this in Revelation, like who are the accuser of the brethren? Basically, we're gonna start at Revelation 12 and let me see, hold on. Yeah, Revelation 12 and 9.
All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12.
Is your mic on?
Of course the battery died.
Yeah. Having a little technical difficulties. Family, give us a minute. Give us 1 minute. We're having a little couple of technical difficulties.
Test.
All right. All praises.
All right. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9.
Read.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil.
The great dragon, that old serpent called the devil. Read.
And Satan.
And Satan, which what?
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Who deceived the whole world? Who do we know? Who painted the image of Christ white? Who did all of these things? Esau. Read.
Which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Now he was cast out into the earth, and his angels cast out with him. Let's see what they did. Read.
Verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast.
The what?
The accuser of our brethren is cast down.
The accuser of our brethren is cast down. Esau is the accuser of the brother. He is the main accuser. Now we accuse each other. Now, of course, in the Bible, it teaches us, according to the law, statutes, and commandments, we should not supposed to bear false witness against our brethren. But Esau is the main accuser of the brethren. Read.
Which accused them before our God day and night.
Accuse us before the Most High day and night. What do we see? What do Esau put right upon the media? That's how he normally accuse us. Right, he bearing false witness, putting out false records, false reports. What do you call it? Propaganda. We call it propaganda today. Esau does these things. Read.
Verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
I think that's it. That's it.
All right.
That's it. All right.
You want me to reread verse 10?
Reread verse 10.
All right. Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength.
Now, this is, of course, is going to be our salvation and strength. And what? Because this is going into end time prophecy. So the reason why I brought this up is because to pinpoint out who are, because today's the title is the accuser of the brethren. So these people who's about to be cast out of heaven are the ones who's going to be, they are the accuser of the brethren. Read.
Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God
So our kingdom is about to come in
and the power of his Christ.
the power of the Messiah. Read.
For the accuser of our brethren
Esau is the what?
the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
So this is when, like I said, end time prophecy, when Esau is cast down, right? When he's no longer in power no more. No, he's called. It said he was called the devil and Satan. A lot of people think that it's some red man with horns, right, in the center of the earth.
Now that's interesting. Real quick, for the audience that's tuning in. So, like you said, some red man, and we associate with that with Esau. So,
Right.
due to the diversity of our audience, how would you describe Esau? How do you connect Esau and Satan?
Right.
Right. You mentioned something about a red man, right?
The red man, of course. Esau is red.
Right. The red man, not the rapper red man.
Not the rapper red man. How do we
Right.
go? We can go to what, Genesis 25:25?
Okay. Real quick before we go there.
Okay.
Because where does it say Satan, that great red dragon, or that red dragon?
Where does it say it?
Uh-huh. Is it in this chapter?
Verse 9?
Okay, did we already read it? Okay.
Verse 9.
The great dragon.
Oh, no, that's not. You looking for the great red dragon?
Or where it said red. And that dragon also is symbolic of what? The Ku Klux Klan?
The Klan.
The KKK?
Yeah.
They called him the great,
Grand Dragon.
the grand dragon.
The Grand Wizard, the Grand Dragon.
Right.
Yep. All of that.
Salaki.
Go to that scripture too. The great word that he cast out of his mouth as a flood.
It's in the same chapter,
It's
verse
in that
16.
same- Okay.
Let's say the red dragon. I know it's been a while. I know we're in the right book. Bear with us, family.
Yeah, this is the dragon.
Find it for me.
I can find it. For
All right,
you.
Revelation chapter 12. Let's see. Okay, so I think we straight with the audio. All right, Revelation chapter 12. Let's see,
12 and
verse.
3.
Is it verse 3?
Let me see.
Okay, yeah.
Put another one.
Right. I don't want to tear it too long, but I just want to make that connection there. So
Yeah.
that when we say Esau or Edomite,
Right.
right, we're referring to, and when you say the so-called white man,
Right.
right, we're connecting the devil and Satan,
Come.
as, the spiritual entity behind the physical people of Satan.
Right.
The physical Satan. Revelation chapter 12, verse 3. Let me change it
Want me
here.
to read it or?
I'll read it for you.
Okay.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Now, another wonder in heaven. Now read.
And behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon, which symbolic to Esau, right? The so-called white man, of course, in Genesis 25. Read.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 7 common markets, the 10 common
The 10
markets.
common markets,
The 10
right.
common markets.
Which makes up
and
the European Union.
The European Union, the EU, and of course what do you call that? We got Rome, Greece.
I thought I had a list of it. If I
France.
got it, I'll pull it up. But
The
yeah.
7 heads. The 7 heads of Esau, or they call them the dukes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, all the heirs of Esau.
So the 7 heads would be NATO. So
Right.
Greece, Rome, France, Spain, Germany, Great Britain, and Russia.
In Russia.
Right. So as it's interpreted today, is according to the understanding and the wisdom that the Most High, have given us in these last days.
Right.
Right. So the connection here, the association with the 7 heads, like you said, the 10 common markets is
Right.
the European Union, and the 7 heads represent NATO again. That's Greece, Rome, France, Spain, Germany, Great Britain, and Russia. Right.
Come.
And so, what descendancy? What race is this? We know that these are the so-called Caucasian, so-called white people.
Right. The Caucasus Mountains.
Right. And it says
Europeans.
that's right. And to finish out this verse, it says, "And 7 crowns upon his head." Right. So referring to rulership, the dominion that they have on this earth.
Right.
So you mentioned Genesis 25, right, about the red.
Come.
So why does it call him that red dragon? Why is the KKK?
It's the Grand Dragon.
right.
Right. Let's go into that. Genesis 25.
Okay. Verse
Just
25.
yeah, just gonna get a little history on who this great red dragon is, right? We're just gonna get a little history on that. We're just gonna get who is, and basically connecting the dots to these people, this nation of people who are red. Read.
All right, Genesis chapter 25, starting at verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. The Most High then said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people, fraternal twins. These people will have 2 different attributes. There's gonna 2 different nations of people. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
One people gonna be stronger than the other. Jacob is gonna be stronger than Esau. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
In the latter end, Esau is gonna end up serving his younger brother Jacob. Of course, when the Messiah comes in and bring in the rulership of Israel. Read.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Twins. Read.
Verse 25. And the first came out red.
Came out what?
Red.
Esau, the first, the elder, remember, shall serve the younger, came out red. Read.
All over like in hairy garment.
He was all over and he was hairy, like a small, what do you call, like an ape. And they got the Reese's monkey gene in them. They say we're the apes, but actually they're the ones closer to it. Read.
And they called his name Esau.
His name is called Esau. Means wasted away is he, meaning because he doesn't have any melanin, and he don't have any type of melanin within his flesh. So therefore, he can see straight forth through. You can see the blood. Oh, watch it, King. Now with Esau, however, before that, let me go to that. Verse 25, and the first came out red, and Esau, and after came out, verse 26, right? And it says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years, and when she was bare them. Basically, which is symbolic to the kingdom, of the coming kingdom. Jacob coming out next. It never did describe Jacob's skin color because he was the same as everybody else in those times. So yes. All right. Now, if you could give me now, because I brought this up for a reason, right? Because we're talking about the accusers of the brethren. I brought this up for a reason. Go back to Revelation, and before we go into that. You know what? Let's get the video first, and then we're gonna go to let's get the article. Let's get Emmett Till. Let's see. What should we get first? Should I get Emmett Till first? It should be up in there. Cause let's get to some accusations, right? That we see that's bestowed upon our people. Because most of the accusations we see is mostly geared towards who? Black men, right? It's mostly geared towards the brothers, right? We all know this story. We all know what happened to Emmett Till. Read that first little biography.
All right,
we all know what happened to Emmett Till. We know the history. Emmett Till was a young 14-year-old black kid from Chicago, I want to say. Was it from Indiana, Chicago, up north? And he came down south to Money, Mississippi, and everybody knew about Jim Crow laws, of course, but he wasn't too familiar with how things work down there. So he ended up whistling, a quote-unquote whistling, right? Who knows if there ever was a whistle, right? But anyway, he ended up whistling at this white woman at a store down there, and she accused him, basically, of whistling and basically insulting her or something like that to that effect. So she basically had him killed. Now, if you got to pull it up.
I got it.
Read that.
All right, so the Emmett Till from the Wikipedia. You want me to start the first paragraph?
Yes.
Emmett Lewis Till was a 14-year-old African-American boy who was abducted,
Foundational Black American boy. Read.
tortured, and lynched in Mississippi in 1955.
He was abducted. How was he abducted? When you actually read that history of what happened to Emmett Till, what they did was they came to his granddad's house. That's what they did. After the fact, in the middle of the night, woke them up and pulled him out of the bed. A group of white males, grown ass dudes, right, adults, came after a 14-year-old based on something some white woman done said to them. Now, yes, we can say that the white woman, Carolyn Bryant, right, was the devil, and she is indeed the devil the Bible speaks of. Now, here's the thing, though. You telling me these grown-ass Edomites, these grown men, didn't know that this woman was lying, that she was full of it? They knew that. They knew she was full of it. The point is that they wanted to do that anyway. That's the point. They used that as an excuse. Even with Tulsa, Oklahoma, even with Black Wall Street, you can see how they falsely accused brother Dick Rowland, right? Some white woman on the elevator said that Dick Rowland had touched her inappropriately or whatever. Lies, just lying. Shoot, what else? Pull up. I mean, is there more on that or?
It depends. However much you want me to read.
No, you don't gotta go no more. We're gonna run through it real quick. Cause we just gonna go through as many of them as we can keep. Cause it's a lot of them. Go to where it says something from the Daily Mail. Let's see. Michael Irvin sues Jane Doe Marriott for $100 million. This should be up in the group me.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's see where are we seeing this at. Is this anything that we can look at today? That's what's going on with the so-called white woman, right? Being accusatory of the black man. What do we? The war is on black men, right? That's why they had to go after Emmett Till, because they wanted to murder a black man, because they want to exterminate the seed of Jacob. Ultimately, that's what Esau wants to do. That is what Esau ultimately wants to do. So this is why I read in Revelation, they are the accuser of the brethren.
Okay. Let's see here.
Michael Irvin sues Jane Doe. It should be.
I got a lot of ads. Hold on.
Pull it up. Is it right here?
All right. Michael Irvin sues Jane Doe and Marriott for $100 million after he was sent home from NFL Network Super Bowl coverage over a friendly 45-second conversation in the library.
In the lobby with Cowboys great says he's being railroaded. Now, here's the thing. With Michael Irvin, right? This black man of course he's an athlete. So he sees this white woman in the lobby, right? She's probably a fan. She comes up to him and she's talking to him. And she probably just getting to know him. Just want to ask him questions or whatever. He's a celebrity. So he probably used to that. He didn't think nothing of it. He didn't think this white woman was gonna go back and lie, He didn't think that. So this white woman ends up going back, right? And let me see, read further on down. What else this is?
Okay, still on the title. It says Cowboys great says he's being railroaded. Some of the bullet points: Irvin was sent home after an allegedly inappropriate interaction at a hotel. He says the hotel conspired to make him the next cancel culture victim. All right, into the content of the
So she was basically sent. In other words, you got to realize something too. So everybody everything ain't just randomly done. People are sent,
of course.
So we got who's sending them? Them folks. You got to understand, we are at war. This is a war, man. They will use any and everybody against you, including your own women. We're going to get to that too. But read.
All right, Michael Irvin has filed a $100 million lawsuit against a female employee at a Renaissance Hotel in Arizona who claimed the Cowboys legend made an inappropriate comment towards her this week, resulting in his dismissal from NFL Network's ongoing Super Bowl, what's that, 42?
Where about where you at?
No, 47 coverage.
Yeah.
No, 50, is that 57? L is 50? 57
Yes.
coverage. Renaissance Hotel's parent company, Marriott, is also named in the lawsuit for allegedly scheming to make Irvin the next victim of cancel culture. Irvin's alleged comment has not been revealed, and his accuser is listed as quote unquote Jane Doe in the filing obtained by DailyMail.com.
So they don't want to give this woman's identity up. So they're basically protecting this white woman. You know, they're basically protecting her, knowing she lied. So that's how you further know people are sick. This woman, who knows? Was it the NFL that set this woman, that put this woman out in front of him to lie? All they had to have her do was go and just, hey, get him to talk to you, get him to say something, anything between any type of conversation or interaction between a black man and a white woman is considered rape in a system of white supremacy. Any type of interaction is considered rape. You gotta understand how they see it. This is how the white supremacists in America. This is a wicked, evil society. This is how they see this. Any type of interaction is considered rape. Now,
I haven't really delved into it. Do you want me to
Go
continue?
ahead.
The
a little
NFL
bit
Network
more.
personality says he's being railroaded with false accusations that are threatening his broadcasting career. After a friendly 45-second conversation with the employee in an open lobby that was witnessed by others, multiple witnesses have provided statements verifying Michael was a gentleman and behaved just like you see on television. Reads a statement from McCatherine, the Texas law firm representing Irvin.
So it was a 45 seconds. What could you have done? What could you have done in the full view of the public in front of everybody in 45 seconds? What
they'll pin a lot on
inappropriately
you.
could you have done?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And if it were not for these eyewitnesses, right, would they've even believed him? I mean, got to think about it. As a black man in this place, your life is something called proxy violence. They can use police They can use police against you. They can use other assailants against you because you're already perceived as a violent threat, which is why they put out negative stats about us. This is why I read in Revelation, and they pour out his mouth is open as a flood. That propaganda, they spread false propaganda for a reason. So when they see a black man out there walking, right? When they see you out there in the street at night, people cross the street. Why? Because they have a preconceived notion of you already. Because all they know is in the media, all they see in the media is black men doing what? Robbing, murdering, rap music, gangster music. This is how they see us. This is how, and are we in control of that? Nope, we don't control that. We don't control the media. Amalek controls that. We don't control that imagery, and none of that. So that's how further know that they are further the accuser of the brethren. Finish that out.
He was being gracious with fans, taking pictures, and speaking with anyone who wanted some of his time. Let's see.
Basically being a celebrity, like just regular celebrity, didn't think nothing of it. Didn't think anything of it.
I'm assuming he got his nigga wake-up call.
I'm sure he did.
Let me see. All right, so it says, after returning to his room following the brief exchange with the woman, Irving claims he was woken up by hotel staff who removed him from the hotel without explanation. Plaintiff was judged guilty without even knowing the accusations.
Wow.
The lawsuit reads.
So he didn't even know, like the plaintiff. Read that again.
Plaintiff was judged guilty without even knowing the accusations.
Wow.
The lawsuit reads. A few days later, plaintiff was removed from his scheduled programming and essentially kicked off the air and canceled due to these allegations.
So he didn't even know that this woman had went back and started filing false allegations against him. He didn't even know. Think about it. You a celebrity. You meet somebody. You getting autographs or whatever. You talk to them. Hey, how your day? Blah 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 blah. And then hey, that's the end of it. You go to your room, and all of a sudden you get a knock on your door. Hey, you can't stay here no more. There's been an accusation against you. You did something inappropriate. Something you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know what's happening right now. You're like, what's going on? And not only that, they took him off. They took him off. He was supposed to be a host, I think, for the
Super Bowl.
For the Super
ESPN?
Bowl.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a sports commentator for the Super Bowl. They took him off of that because of this. So he not only that, they messing with his money now. You gotta understand. Now they're messing with his pockets. So this is why he's suing them. This is why he's suing them. But go ahead. Mm-hmm. Right.
He was black as a white woman.
Right.
So every time a brother is seen to a white lady, it's gonna be some kind of food.
It's gonna be anytime again, like I said, with a black man and a white woman interaction, they look at that as rape. Any type, whether even if a black man is engaging in consensual, even though I'm not condoning being in any type of relations with the heathen. Even I'm just saying, even if it's consensual, it's considered rape because the system is built upon white supremacy. You gotta understand, this is a system of white supremacy, and we are not viewed as equals in this system. We're not viewed as an equal in this system. But let's go ahead and run through the rest of this real quick. Go ahead.
Did you want me to continue reading more?
Let me see. Now let's
Or
go.
you want to drop that?
We can drop that. Let's
Okay.
go to, because we're gonna run through these. But yeah, he got his nigga wake up call. And like I said, the man had no earthly idea of what was going on in his life to even realize that he was being falsely accused. He didn't even know. This is why he's suing him, because he actually lost out on money. That's hurting his pockets. Go to the driving life and death of Philando Castile.
Okay. All right. Second family. All right, so this is the driving life and death of Philando Castile.
Who all remember Philando Castile? Remember Philando Castile, the black man that was murdered in front of his wife and child. He was licensed to carry, and the police falsely accused him of pulling a gun out, which make no sense because he wasn't doing that, and it was all recorded. And he shot and murdered this brother, right? And so Philando Castile didn't have a criminal record. They couldn't put, usually when they murder a black man, they would do what? They put, oh, he was in jail for such and such, such.
Yeah, they try to justify
Right,
it.
they'll
you know,
justify it.
Yeah, by his rap sheet. By his
Philando
past.
Castile didn't have no criminal record. So this is what they said. Let's pull up all his traffic tickets. Just the criminal. Did you know that in America, right, traffic tickets is, it's a violation, right? It's considered criminal. A traffic ticket. It's just crazy, the laws of this place, right? Like they would basically criminalize you for going a certain amount of speed. And people talking about you can't keep God's laws. You can't keep, but look, they're saying God's laws are too grievous. But look at this. A speeding ticket? Come on, man. You criminalizing this man for a speeding ticket? So again, this goes back to the false propaganda of black men in the media on how we're portrayed, right? Even though this man didn't have no criminal record, although he was properly licensed to carry, they still put a bullet in him. They still murdered him for absolutely no reason at all. Was there any more you can read on that?
Oh, yeah. I just read the title. The driving life and death of Philando Castile. Philando Castile's trouble with traffic stops began when he still had his learner's permit. He was stopped the day before his 19th birthday. It goes on to say, from there, he descended into a seemingly endless cycle of traffic stops, fines, court appearances, late fees, revocations, and reinstatements in various jurisdictions. Cycles of traffic stops, fines, and suspensions. Between July 2002 and his death in July 2016, Philando Castile was stopped by police at least 46 times.
They're going through all his traffic records. They're pulling up all of that as if he Al Capone or somebody, as if he done just killed 30 people. Oh, he got all these traffic. You're talking about traffic tickets. These you're talking about
That's
traffic
trivial,
ticket.
right?
Right.
Edomites get more traffic tickets than these. This
Right,
ain't
right.
nothing.
It's stupid. It's ridiculous. But they're going down through it. Understand why they're doing it. They're going down through it for a reason to criminalize him. It's to besmirch his name. It's to throw dirt on him. That's the point of it. So when they see a black man in the street, right, they'll think, well, to us, it's just a regular traffic ticket. But they're making it criminal. So they're like, well, that black man, he's a criminal. So when people see you in the street, they drawing guns on you. This type of propaganda is dangerous, very dangerous. We gotta understand that's very dangerous, man. This actually reminds me of this. Let's see what now. I want to pull this one, but let's get the scriptures real quick.
Okay.
Let's get Exodus 20 and 16. Just a base one real quick.
Exodus, was it?
Let's get the law.
2016.
Right. Let's get the law real quick.
Okay.
Let's see what God says about this. Let's see if bearing false witness, right? Because this is what it is, accuser of the brethren. Well, but before you do that, though, let's get another video.
Okay.
Before you read that, let's get another video. This one right here. It says, Coach Cameron in black waist up, so it should be up a little bit. You don't see it go up a little bit more. This one gonna be interesting. I got a little treat right there. This one right here.
All right, 1 second.
We got a little treat. Let's see. Right now, this is based upon this Edomite. He I guess a dating coach or whatever that dates black women, right? So listen to how he describes the reason why he don't deal with, I guess, black, even though he should never be dealing with black women anyway. And I'm looking at the black women who dealt with him side eye. But the point is, I want to bring out of this is how he's viewing and how his take is on with black men. If you could, can they hear that?
1 second. Yep. Hold on. Let me put. All right. Let me make sure. Hold on 1 second. Let me put it up here on the screen so we can hear too.
So the reason I hesitate for viewers listening from a daily life,
Fair use, right?
Yep, I got it on there, but hold on. Let me try this. Let's see what it does. Hold on now, why can't we hear it? Let's see. Nope.
Oh, they make sure they can hear it.
Okay, so I'll just play it here.
black women. And on literally every single day, I have had a black man, not every
Let me
black
see
man,
that.
but at least one black man like Clara's kind of aggressive with this.
Hold
And
on.
at first, with the
Say something right quick, King. Make sure.
All right. So what we have here, we got Esau, right? He who dates black women, right? So he's going on these dates with these black women, and he's saying that every single time he's out, he's just so afraid. He don't want to date black women no more because black men are just so hostile toward him, right? This is his take on black men. Black men are just so hostile toward him. They even though they, it's neither here nor there. But this Edomite is basically bearing false witness. He's basically bearing false witness because he's gonna be exposed. They're gonna be the actual women who's actually and you'll see if when you get the video, you're gonna see it. The women who he went on the date with actually came out against him and said that dude was lying. In other words, they came out against him and basically exposed his lies. And they because he was trying to make it seem like, oh, black men was just being so hostile toward him because he was dating a black woman or whatever. You gotta understand why is this important? Why is this important for him to make black men out as jealous and angry, right? The point of this is to make black men out as if we are the ones that are aggressive toward interracial relationships. Now, I'm not condoning it. Now, we're definitely against it, no doubt about that. The point of it is that to make us seem dangerous and hostile. That's the point. You got to realize this is very dangerous rhetoric. Is it ready? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Hold on, they can't hear it for whatever reason. I gotta figure out a way to get that fixed.
Having a little technical difficulties. Can they hear us?
They can hear us, yeah.
Having a little technical difficulties. Give us a minute.
Let's see.
But if it don't play, we can just read the scripture. Okay, if it ain't on.
One second. Keep talking. Let me try to figure
So well, this Edomite, like I said, they're spewing out dangerous rhetoric. There's more actually false propaganda against us. Remember what happened in what was that, New Jersey, when they tried to accuse an Israelite of shooting up some Jewish restaurant or grocery store or something like that. False propaganda. Why? Why are they doing that? They're doing it to basically put a label and a stigma on us. That's why they're doing it. So when people see us on the street and when they see us teaching, they'll say, them guys, they're violent. You got to realize something. The game is cold. You got to realize that Esau, man, they understand. They 10 steps ahead. They understand what that's going to bring. They understand that's going to bring hostility and that's going to put our lives in danger. So people may see us on the street and do harm to us because they will assume we're violent. It's playing. Yeah, you are racist.
I'm just still not able to hear it.
We were standing there, and as we were walking by, none of them were looking at me. And at this point, I fully admit that at this point I was kind of looking for it. I was waiting for it to happen because of these past two experiences. But none of them looked at me.
Let me go back.
But one of them actually so the reason I hesitate or feel resistant toward dating black women is because I've been on dates with 3 different black women, and on literally every single date, I have had a black man, not every black man, but at least one black man glare at us or be kind of aggressive toward us. And at first, with those first 2 dates, I was kind of am I looking for it? Am I being insecure? Is there something, maybe kind of some implicit racism or something in myself that I'm just sensitive to that kind of thing, right? Or creating it, you know what I mean? But on the 3rd date, we had an experience that kind of just solidified the fact that it was happening, where we were walking on the Montreal Canal, right? Middle of the day, and there was these 3 black men who were standing there. And as we were walking by, none of them were looking at me. And at this point, I fully admit that at this point I was kind of looking for it. I was waiting for it to happen because of these past 2 experiences. But none of them looked at me. but one of them actually like was mean mugging her and like stepped toward her to like kind of like have this like throwing an ugly face toward her or something, like a glare at her. And that experience just kind of confirmed the fact that it was happening on those other dates. And I just like looking at that, like it just shocked me because I wasn't prepared for that at all. Like I never thought like something like that would happen. And so I guess the point of this TikTok is just to ask, like, has this happened to anyone else? Like, is this something that's just like I've experienced, or is this like a very common thing? Because like it even was worse than that, where like at the end of that date, we were walking to the metro, and I haven't dated a black woman since because of this. But we ran into her hairdresser and her hairdresser's partner. They're both black, and they were talking. The hairdresser and this girl I was on a date with, and I tried talking to the guy, and he would just give me one word answers, right? And he wouldn't really like look at me as I was like trying to talk to him. And at some point I just like stopped talking to him, stopped trying to have a conversation because it was just like clear he didn't want to talk to me. And so like to have those like glaring experiences and then like the throwing a glare at her is like stepping forward in an aggressive way, and then to just be like completely ignored by this guy, I was just like really again just like shocked. I guess I'm just like confused by it because I wasn't expecting like that much hostility for me being a white guy trying to date black women, right? And so I guess like again, like, is this an experience that other people have had? I'm just curious.
Now the exposure finna come.
Okay.
So the reason I hesitate or feel resistant toward dating black women is because I've been on dates with 3 different black women, and literally every single date I've had a black man, not every black man, but at least one black man like glare us or be kind of aggressive
was
towards
on
us.
a date with finna speak.
I just want everybody to know that Cam's lying. Cam is lying right now, okay? Because I'm actually the black woman that he went on a date with, and we had a fucking great time. I don't know what he's talking about. That anybody was glaring at him either, because I do remember 3 black men coming to us on our date. But the first one actually came up, gave him debt, and was like, "Okay, I see you." The second one came up and was like, "Yo, you want to join my 3-on-3 team at LA Fitness? Because I see you with a sister. You must have hops, right?" That's what's happened. And they exchanged numbers. Third one actually came up and he was like, "Okay, white boy. Okay, white boy. I see you got a queen out here, white boy. I see you. Go ahead, white boy." That's exactly what happened. That's exactly. So Cam is lying to the internet right now. No black man glared. No black man said anything negative to him, and they actually asked him to join their basketball team, said that he had hops because he was on a date with me. So like I said, I don't know why he's on the internet line. The date went excellent. We had a great time. I had my notebook with all my notes that I needed for the experiment that I obviously was doing to be on a date with a man like that. I have all the information that I have from that, including the fact that he was going to get on the internet after we went on that date and lie to y'all. And clearly, like I said, my hypothesis, observation, and result and conclusion is correct, that he was going to get on the internet and lie, and clearly he did, because that's all y'all know to do is lie. Anyway, so to those 3 black men, the one that gave the debt, the one that asked me to join the basketball team, and I see you, white boy, stitch my video to confirm that Cam is lying to everybody, because I know y'all gonna see this video and let everybody know that Cam lying, because I remember y'all came up to us and you about it. Ain't nobody glad at him, didn't nobody say nothing negative at all. He whole face lying. And for everybody watching this video, guarantee you my story sound more realistic than what the fuck he just said. You know it. Exactly. That's all I got to say. Okay? Have a good day. Bye, Cam. Bye, Cameron. To the other black women that went on a date with Cam, stitch his video too. Let us know how the date really went, because we know he lying. Okay, white boy. Okay, white boy. I see you got a queen out here, white boy. I see you. Go ahead, white boy. That's exactly what happened.
So the reason I hesitate or feel resistant toward dating black women is because
I would like to formally apologize. It is my fault
Got
that
another
Cam
black
feels that
woman
way.
that came out.
We were on a date. I was the girl, definitely. While on the date, I realized that this was the corniest dude that I had ever been on a date with. So I basically cashed out 3 of my cousins to like scatter around like where we were, like our little kicking date. And I just paid them a little something to just come up and stare at his ass. He seemed a little scary, so once they stared at him for a couple of seconds, he got scared and we called the date short. It wasn't. He was corny. I apologize if he feels that way, ladies. I had to do what I had to do.
So the reason I hesitate or feel resistant toward dating black.
Yes, hello. I was one of the women that he went out with, and I don't know what Cam is talking about, but wasn't no guys, no black guys looking at us, giving us dirty looks. I think Cam had a little bit too much wine that night. So maybe he thought he saw black guys looking at him or giving him the evil eye, but nah. Mm-mm. Cam was a total gentleman. He bought me some flowers. He bought my favorite chocolates. And he was just a joy to be around the whole night. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing him again. Hey, Cam. Call me. DM me. Bye.
All right, this is part 5, and apparently I can't leave y'all waiting or hanging for too long because y'all gonna beat my ass. So I'm gonna wrap all this shit up in this last video. So Leon walks over to the table and he was like, "Let me guess, he ordered all this shit and left, didn't he?" So I'm like, "Yeah, he did. How did you know?" So Leon's like, "I'm gonna be real with you. You're like the 4th woman in the past 2 weeks that he's brought in here and done that to." So Leon says he comes in and he sits at the exact same table in the exact same spot, and he gives the women the exact same flowers every time. So he was like, something is off about him because he keeps doing this over and over, and I don't know if the women that he's dating are continuing to communicate with him after he's stood them up. So this is why I told you to stay safe, Kiki, so you can kind of like keep your eyes open because dude is a weirdo. So I say to Leon, I guess he got another victim because he stiffed me with a $140 bill and I wasn't expecting it, but I can take care of it. I got the money to cover it. And he was like, "It's cool. It's all good. I got you, classmate. I got you." He was like, "But I got to get back to work. Have a good rest of your day." So I was like, okay. And I left. So I leave and I get home. And I want to say about 5 hours later, guess who texts me? Pause to read. Now, of course, he didn't send shit because I did block him. So I guess because he couldn't continue to communicate with me and keep this bullshit going, he wasn't going to send anything. But I'm pretty sure he had no intentions of sending it in the first place. I guess I looked up and wiggled out of that situation. Good looking out, classmate. Leon, if you see this, I appreciate you, bruh. But for Cameron to get on the internet to be talking about his resistance on dating black women is ludicrous.
That's what it's about.
All I have to say to you, Cam, is imagine the resistance that has been built up within the 3 of us with dating white men after experiencing you. Although we are the only 3 women to share our experiences, I strongly encourage any other black woman to come to the front of the congregation and share your story of surviving Coach Cam. So you guys already met my son who took after me. And I want you to meet me and Cam's older son. Come here, baby.
Really.
Come say hi.
Then he ain't taken care of.
This is the white passing one.
So the reason I hesitate or feel resistant toward dating black women is because I've been on dates with 3 different black women.
What he's not going to tell you is that the last date that he went on, which was with me, I'm assuming, I don't even know if there was someone after me, but we clearly did more than date. Clearly. And for whatever reason, he's not bringing it up. It's fine, but you will have to pay child support. I'm going to take you to court, Cam. I don't care what you say. You can keep acting like, oh, the black men are getting on my nerves, so I'm so scared. Sir, they have nothing to do with your obligations and your responsibility. Come see your daughter. Come see her. Okay, Cam? Stop playing. I don't have time for it. If you don't, I will be sending my lawyers your way. You are more than a munch, okay? Stop it.
I think that's it. All right.
Be sending my lawyers your way. You are more than a munch, okay? Stop it.
All
I think
right.
that's it.
All
Be
right.
sending my lawyers your way. You are more than a munch,
So,
okay?
let's get the scripture. Let's get Exodus. All right. And then we're going to get Deuteronomy.
Be sending my lawyers your way.
16.
You are more than a munch, okay?
The reason why I played this, now these women, make no mistake about it, there's bullshit, no doubt, because
You are more than a
I'm
munch,
still outside
okay?
eyes. This is why I played this. Ain't no black woman in a relationship with the so-called white man a queen. First off, they ain't no queen anyway. But ain't no you in a relationship with the so-called white man.
The other definition, Quean.
Right. You ain't no right. You ain't You ain't definitely no royalty. If you in because Esau is a peasant. You understand? Esau is a peasant. But and only that I pay close attention to details.
I'm finna show him right quick. Just right quick. This other definition right here.
Yeah, I pay very close attention to detail. Notice they all still is talking about how great of a time they had on the date with this dude, even though he blatantly lying about black men. We didn't have nothing to do with this Edomite's failure, right? Nothing to do. Black men are thrown under the bus even when we ain't even done nothing. We not even present. Ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Still that's why I played it, because he still decide to throw dirt on brothers. And them black women, make no mistake, they would have been right with him had he not mentioned them. Had he not said, well, this is the reason why I'm not going to date black women no more. Black women bed went just like, oh, hold on. Whoa, now, hold on now. You don't want to date us no more. Whoa, wait now. You lying. Ain't no black man said that. That's why they came out against him. Not because they care about the brothers. They came out against him because he's refusing to date black women. That's why they came out against him. Because they don't want other white men, right, to be discouraged. That's the point of it, right? They don't want other white men or other white males who may be interested in dating black women to feel some type of way, to be afraid. So that's why they're doing that. So they're still bad wenches. So they still lose. They lose points for that. They lose everything for that, really. But
Come on, I just had this other definition up here for queen.
Read that definition.
All right, so queen, Q-U, huh?
I think your mic on.
Test.
Lower.
I think it's on. It's just low.
Okay.
That's fine. They can hear me. So queen, Quean.
Yes.
It says an impudent or ill-behaved girl or woman. Look at that. A prostitute. Right? So that's the queens.
Right.
That they're modeling their behavior after.
Right.
Right? They ain't ruling nothing.
Right.
Right? So these are immodest, impudent, meaning bold, brazen, stubborn, arrogant.
Yep.
These
Selling
are these
their
women.
soul out to Esau, basically. That's what they're doing. And like I said, they didn't do this. They didn't come out against this dude because they care about the brothers. They did that because, again, he's refusing. He's using it as a proxy to refuse dating black women. That's why. That's why they came out and shut that down and exposed it. Otherwise, they'd have been right alongside him lying with him. Otherwise, they've been right along with him lying. So we still got to be able to pick up on certain little things like that. But let's get the scripture. Okay. Let's get the scripture.
Exodus, or you want to get a different one?
Well, let's get Exodus real quick because it's quick. It's simple. Then we're going to get basically in Deuteronomy, we're going to get yeah, let's get Exodus real quick.
All right. All right, so this is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 16.
Read.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not. Now we know Esau is not our neighbor, right? But this is regarding referring to Israel, right, against our people and against one another, how we should deal with one another. But technically, no less, this is a law, right, that we have to abide by. And Esau claimed to believe this book. He claimed to believe this Bible, right? But yet, he don't follow this. Esau don't follow this. What does the scripture say? Cast thy words behind me. What is thou to do with my words, with my book? He's just gonna cast the words right back. Esau don't. He don't believe this book. Go to Deuteronomy 19 and 18. Let's see how we deal with people who bear false witness. Let's see what is the judgment on it, and let's see if Esau judged righteously, right? Deuteronomy 19.
All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19.
Hold on, let me get there with you.
All right. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19, verse 18. I got it on the screen too.
Okay.
It says, "And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold,"
Verse 17. Read verse 16.
verse 16. All right, verse 16. It says, "If a false witness."
Now,
Change it on. Go ahead.
now we're talking about now the context here is people witnessing something falsely, right? This is a false witness. Read.
If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him, that which is wrong,
So if he wrongfully testify against someone, read.
then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord,
Okay.
before the priest,
Before the priest, you're gonna
and the
go
ju-
before the priest and the Most High. This controversy, you're gonna take it to the elders. Read.
and the judges,
And the judges
which shall be in those days.
in those days. Read.
Verse 18, "And the judges shall make diligent inquisition."
Meaning they're gonna do diligent research. Meaning they're gonna go and find out this matter. They're gonna go and see this out. What happened and see the truth to it is what they're gonna do. Read. They're gonna do diligent inquisition. Read.
And behold, if the witness be a false witness,
And find out that he's lying and to be found a liar. Read.
and have testified falsely against his brother,
And you testify falsely against your brother. Again, this is how Israel is to deal with one another, with brothers, right? This is referring to Israel, but we got a point. Read.
verse 19, "Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother."
Then you're gonna do unto him, meaning all the evil that he has thought out to do unto us or to do unto him, that brother is gonna happen to this man. Read.
Excuse me. "So shalt thou put the evil away from among you."
And that is to put the evil away from among us, right? In verse 21, let's go and finish that out.
Verse 20, "And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you."
We're not even supposed to do this. This is how we're supposed to interact with one another. The purpose of this is for us to act right and to basically be a righteous witness, right? So we don't, because that can get somebody killed. You got to realize certain things, certain accusations. Our brother we just read with the brother with the NFL player, and some white woman done came and accused him, and that man lost money. He lost a lot of. He could have lost his freedom behind that. Y'all understand? Emmett Till lost his life behind somebody falsely accusing him. Because the war is on black men. Read.
Verse 21, "And thine eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot."
That's how it is. All right, let's get
Now, of course,
another-
Christ, he amended this, gave
Right.
a more perfect understanding of keeping his commandments, especially as it applies towards our brothers, and especially since we no longer have a standing priesthood, nor judges, right, by which we are sovereign and can rule and weigh out these matters and these controversies.
Right.
So as to render eye for an eye, life for a life, tooth for a tooth.
Right.
Right. So we don't have that judgment capacity or capability any longer.
Right.
Until, our master returns and we reign sovereign in the earth, in his kingdom, his millennial kingdom.
Pull up the Central Park 5. Did we pull that one up already?
No, I don't remember us talking about that. Let me see.
I think I posted it.
Okay, let me try this.
So I just want to run through them real quickly.
See, it's Central Park 5. Is it a video or
Hold
article?
on. Before you do that, do the Central Park 5.
What's it
I don't
titled?
think it's in there. Let me see. Did I put it in?
Okay, no, I don't see
Just
it.
look
in
it up. Yeah. That's the reason why.
Now, what's the one that the source that you found? I'm trying to
Let me see.
make sure I follow what you.
Let me see. Let me put this on. Let me go get that.
Is it an article or video?
It was like an article, I think. Let me see. Yeah, you can just pull it up. Just pull Central Park 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I see they made a documentary out of it.
Yeah, they made a movie by Ava DuVernay on it.
Mhm.
Central Park 5.
Tell me which article you want me to. The first link.
The
that comes
first
up?
one.
All right, hold on. Let me pull this up for everybody.
That's from the movie When They See Us.
Mm-hmm. All right, the Central Park 5. Let me get it on this other screen here. No, I don't want to get this off.
And for those who don't know, the Central Park Five was a case back in the 80s, 1989. 5 teenage boys was accused of raping a white woman, right, who was jogging in Central Park late at night for some stupid reason. She was out by herself, and she ended up knocked unconscious and raped. Now, at the same time, on the other side of the park, there were a group of teenagers kind of just being teenagers, doing kid stuff, doing kids things. And so they didn't know somebody was being raped on the way on the other side of the park. They didn't know that. So this woman ends up raped. You can pull it. You gonna read it?
You want me to read?
Go ahead.
All right. So Central Park 5, the true story behind When They See Us. One spring evening in 1989, a group of around 30 teenagers were hanging out in Central Park, New York. Some of them were causing serious trouble, including badly hurting others in the park and harassing homeless people. The same night, a 28-year-old white woman, Trisha Miele, had been out jogging in the park. She was found beaten and raped and was in a coma for 12 days. And in that time, the case of the Central Park jogger would grip New York City. 5 black and Hispanic boys aged between 14 and 16 would be found guilty and jailed for the crime. They became known as the Central Park 5, but they never committed the crime.
That part right there. They never committed the crime. Now, even at the beginning of the article, right? Yeah, I don't like how they worded that. It's about they was out wilding is what they called it. They was out doing mischievous things, trying to make it seem like, oh, well, even though they may not have raped this white woman.
Well, I guess that's if you're
Right.
hanging outside of business or something.
The reason why they worded it like that so that even still, even though they might be innocent of raping this white woman, right? They're guilty of something because they was out there. Come on, what are you doing out there, right? You're up to no good. So even if they didn't rape the white woman, they still did something. That's basically what they're alluding to. They're still accusing them of something. Finish that out.
All right. So the Central Park 5 were Kevin Richardson, 14, Raymond Santana, 14, Antron McCray, 15, Yusuf Salam, 15, and 16-year-old Corey Wise. Richardson and Santana were the first to be taken in by police on reports of intimidating behavior and muggings. McCray, Salam, and Wise were taken in the following day. Wise wasn't considered a suspect at the time, but wanted to offer moral support to Salam.
So Corey Wise, right, who actually received the worst punishment than all of them, wasn't even out there. Wasn't even present. He just went because the police came down there without the parents being around. He came down there. They came down there just to gaffle up some children, bring them in for, I guess for a confession or whatever they was looking for. They was trying to fish for a confession. Corey went with them because he didn't even know really what was going on. He just like, hey, I'm just gonna go to support them. He went with them, and they put the worst charge on him of all of them, even though ain't none of them did it. Now, can you imagine, right? You go down to the police precinct and getting locked up for years based off something you don't even know anything about. Like, come on, man. Like, again, this is why we read in the law amongst brothers. This is how we deal. We're supposed to do due diligent research. You're supposed to go out and do due diligent. This is how the other nations deal with it. They don't do this. They don't practice these laws when it comes to us. They don't practice these laws when it comes to us. We're supposed to practice among each other, but America's supposed to be a what? We know they don't. God, we trust. What they say. They're supposed to be a Bible-believing nation, right? But they don't practice it. Now, they might practice it with each other, but when it comes to us, nope, they don't do that. Read.
McCrae, Salam, and Wise were taken in the following day. Wise wasn't considered a suspect at the time, but wanted to offer moral support to Salam. Focus soon shifted to the jogger Trisha Miele, and the 5 boys were interrogated for at least 7 hours without their parents before 4 made videotape confessions to detectives. All admitted they touched or restrained Miele while 1 or more of the others assaulted her. As the DNA evidence from semen found at the scene didn't match any of the 5 boys, prosecutors relied solely on the initial interrogations.
So they basically got them to confess a murder or raping they did not even do. They coerced them. Is that the proper term? They coerced these children,
Probably held them under
minors.
duress too.
Not even just that. They probably acute. No, they probably what do you call it?
Bribe.
Not bribe. They probably threatened them with, hey, if you don't say this, right? Because these are detectives, right? These are grown folks. They're talking to children. They're like, hey, if you don't say this, if you don't say what we want you to say, this is what's gonna happen to you. We're gonna do A, B, and C to you.
Oh, yeah,
Lying
that's what
to
it's
them.
gonna say. It says that they've been coerced.
Yeah, they
All right.
go
That's
ahead.
a lot. But the 5 took back those statements, saying they've been coerced by police into giving false confessions. In a 2016 interview with The Guardian, Salam said, I would hear them beating up Corey Wise in the next room. They would come and look at me and say, you realize you're next. The fear made me feel really like I was not going to be able to make it out. After 2 trials, the 5 teenagers were found guilty of offenses including attempted murder, rape, assault, and robbery, and were convicted to 6 to 13 years in prison.
Now these are harsh crimes, man. These are hard. Think about this. Even when they were found innocent, this stuff still was on their record. They were plagued with this. They couldn't find work. They couldn't get anything after this. Their lives were ruined. Children, man. Their lives was ruined. Is there more on that?
It talks about your boy Donald Trump.
Yeah. Y'all favorite president.
New York
Yeah,
in the
boy.
80s and 90s was much more dangerous than it is today. Race relations were strained, especially when it came to the police. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, then a New York property mogul, seemed convinced the teens were guilty. He spent a reported $85,000 on 4 full-page adverts in New York newspapers titled, Bring Back the Death Penalty, Bring Back Our Police. He wrote, I want to hate these murderers, and I always will.
Propaganda.
I am not looking to psychoanalyze or understand them. I am looking to punish them. In an interview with CNN at the time, he said, maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done.
Esau. Read that again.
So Donald Trump, in an interview with CNN at the time, he said, maybe hate is what we need.
Esau, just in case, if you didn't know, you know now. Esau hate you. Understand that, man. Understand that. Read, man.
That's what the scripture talk about when they had a perpetual hatred against her.
Yes.
So maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done. Well, that's why the Most High God hates y'all.
That's right.
It seemed to feed into the atmosphere. And so for that reference, for anybody who might be confused on what I said, thinking that I'm spewing some type of hate speech, right? So we're talking about hate. Right. So that the reference on that is Romans 9:13. How he loved Jacob and he hated.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, which
Right.
is quoting Bible.
That's right.
And plus, we're reading the words of you so-called white people. We're reading what Donald Trump
Right,
said.
that's what he said right back then.
Right. So is he the one that's hating? I mean, so but what are you gonna do about that?
Why don't they cancel him?
Right. Where's your cancel culture?
It says, it seemed to feed into the atmosphere of high crime rates and poor race relations in the city at that time. Talking about the advert, Salam later told The Guardian, we were all afraid. Our families were afraid. Our loved ones were afraid. For us to walk around as if we had a target on our backs. Had this been the 1950s, this sick type of justice that they wanted, somebody from that darker place of society would have most certainly came to our homes, dragged us from our beds, and hung us from trees in Central Park.
Isn't that what happened to Emmett Till? Didn't that happen to Emmett Till in 1955? Did we just go over that? With Emmett Till, this is why propaganda is dangerous. This is why we have in this class. This is why the war is against black men. The propaganda that they spew out is meant to cause harm to you. That's the point of it. It's meant to do you harm. It's very dangerous. This stuff is dangerous, man. When they criminalize black men who ain't done nothing. This propaganda, I'm telling you, Hitler did that. Spread the propaganda like that. And where did Hitler learn it? Good old USA. That's where he learned it from. There more on that?
The real criminal, Matthias Reyes had been convicted of a string of rapes and a murder and was in prison. He'd come across one of the Central Park Five, Corey Wise, twice during imprisonment. In 2002, a year after his second meeting, Reyes told the police he was the one who'd attacked and sexually assaulted Miele.
So the real criminal is actually coming out and confessing that he did this. So the real criminal, right, after all of that's been said and done, years later, the real criminal's confessing to the police, hey, I'm the one that did this crime. Let these men go. Let them go. They're innocent of this. After they done spent years in jail, years of their life being ruined. I mean, these brothers couldn't get no job, they had to register as sex offenders, all of that. All of that, man. From 1980, they were children. They didn't even have a chance to even experience buying their own home. They didn't even have a chance to even graduate, even experience that type of stuff. But go ahead, man.
When he was 17 and said he'd acted alone. He was able to tell police details about the attack that wasn't public knowledge, and his DNA matched that at the scene of the crime. One of the crimes he'd been found guilty of was another rape 2 days before the Miele incident.
So he was a serial rapist. This man was a serial rapist. And actually, he saw Corey in jail, Corey Wise, and wondered, like, man, go ahead, finish. I think they're going to go
But
over
he
it.
was never a suspect in the Central Park job.
They never even suspected him. Now, why? No DNA evidence to accuse these young men, but you got this guy's DNA on record, but he's not a suspect. Why? Because they know that these brothers was innocent. They knew that. Remember, Esau gets his kicks off of condemning the innocent. It's some type of satanic ritual lust that they get out of it. They want to condemn and destroy the innocent. It's like they get a kick out of it. It's a fetish for them. They know you're innocent. They know that. So this is why when black people try and explain themselves to white people, that's why you shouldn't do that. Because they know that. They don't see you as a human being. They know you're innocent. They know you didn't do it. This ain't about you being innocent. This is about white supremacy in their mind. That's what it's about. This ain't about you being innocent. We know you didn't do it. This is about having power over you, over your life. These are the curses of Deuteronomy 28. But read, though. Is there more on that?
Reyes later said, I know it's hard for people to understand after 12 years why a person would actually come forward to take responsibility for a crime. At first, I was afraid, but at the end of the day, I felt it was definitely the right thing to do. Eventually, the 5 men were cleared of all charges, having almost served their full sentences. Reyes was never prosecuted for the crimes the 5 were accused of, as the statute of limitations had passed. He remains in prison on a life sentence, although he has a parole hearing scheduled for past 2022.
It's almost like they giving the real criminal a pass almost. Remember, why do you think that there's so many hooligans and murderers in the black community killing and raping and doing all these types of things in your community and never getting caught? Why do you think that is? They love the criminal. They love the criminal element. They love that. It's the ones who's not the criminal element, who's not part of that, who's going to actually go and start businesses, who's going to keep the laws of God. Them the ones that they want to be jacked up. Them the ones who they want to spread false propaganda about. It's them. They don't care about the one Pookie and Ray Ray out here shooting up the block. They want that. Because he's going to be killing black folk. He's doing them a service. They don't want to criminalize him. They already know his just reward is coming anyway. Hell, if they can keep him out of jail, they would. And let him terrorize the community for as long as he can. It's the ones who wants to build up the community. It's the ones who want to keep God's laws. It's them, Esau. And after we do this, I want to get Psalms. But go ahead.
On their release, the five filed a civil suit against New York City and received $41 million in the settlement. Now, notice it said that they filed. So why is it that, instead of, showing remorse,
right,
and, recanting or reversing, the decision that they made on their own,
right?
Why is it that, number one, that they have to file a civil suit in order to, receive compensation for the damages, for the suffering, for the hardship.
Which wasn't nearly enough.
For the persecution, exactly. And so they had to file it, but like you said, that's time that you can't get back.
Right.
Right? So they try to sway it over by
their lives was ruined.
Take some crumbs. These are your reparations.
Right. Their lives was ruined.
Yep. Corey Wise was what received the biggest share of $12 million because he was the only one who had been sentenced as an adult and so spent the longest time in prison.
The one who wasn't even there.
I'll see. Yep. He gonna say it. So
got the longest time. Go ahead.
Speaking in a 2012 documentary about the case, he said, "You can forgive, but you won't forget. You won't forget what you lost. No money could bring that time back.
No.
No money could bring the life that was missing.
Nope.
Or the time that was taken away."
Accuser of the brother. You got to understand. So the biggest accuser was that prosecutor. Her name was Linda Fairstein. I would, if we had time, we could look her up. Linda Fairstein. She was the prosecutor in that, and she pushed that thing heavy. This her right here, Linda Fairstein. Edomite. Now, Corey Wise got the most time out of all of them, and he wasn't even in the park that night. He was at home.
So you said, who was this Edomite woman?
She is the prosecutor that prosecuted the Central Park Five. She was the one pushing it. This right here. And guess who she is? Amalek. Fairstein. That's Amalek.
Yep.
Understand something. That's Amalek. Now, when Ava DuVernay came out with the movie When They See Us, she got mad because it depicted her correctly in the movie. She was upset because it showed her to be the devil that she was in the movie. So she was upset about that. You were the devil, the Bible speak. These, in case you didn't know, black people, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. The white man and the white woman and the white baby is the devil the Bible speaks of. Just in case you didn't know.
Now, I know we were talking a little bit about it off here. I don't know if we have time for it, but, this is the same, a similar instance. Well, that brings in mind, in the book of Esther. Yeah. Like you said with Mordecai, how they had plotted to hang Mordecai, and genocide the Jews.
Right.
The Jews being you Negroes, if you didn't know. Now you know. But, how he had even gotten the idea from his white woman, from his wife. Yeah. Like you said, it was descended from Amalek. You know, so these are the same people.
She the one came up with them, told them to build it.
That's right.
And on top of that, with Haman, right? he ended up getting his just reward at the end.
Of course.
The same, remember what we read?
The same device that he used,
the
the
same
gallows.
device that he used to try to get Mordecai killed, he died on that same device. It's the same thing what the scriptures say, that whatever you set to do unto them, that was in the law. That practice was in the law. I said, whatever you set to do unto them, to that man that you falsely accused, should be done unto you.
That's right.
That's what's law. That's scripture.
Mm-hmm.
They did that right
That's
according
the
to
law
the
of
law.
the earth. You reap what you sow.
Yeah. But yeah, this woman pushed this, man. If we got time.
It's up to you. I'm on your time.
One more video, and then we're gonna go to Psalms.
All right.
One more video. I know we're gonna make it quick.
All right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We got Mr. Glenn in the audience, y'all. His head just walked through the screen.
Next time, Mr. Glenn walk around.
That's all good. All praise to the Most High. He's enjoying the message that's going forward. I'm enjoying it. All praise. Hope you brothers and sisters
All
that's
praise.
tuning in and enjoying it. Those will be tuning in later.
Get this video here. If it's called a middle school student and his and because this is important, right?
Okay.
Propaganda is a big deal.
Middle school student.
Propaganda is a big deal. Let's go back up. Let me see. Right there. Yep. That shit right there.
Let me get the source on that. Keep talking.
Okay. All right. But anyway, like I said, with I.S.A.A.C, they're the ones who controlling the media. They're the ones who's behind this false propaganda that demonize and criminalizes black men and black people in general. But their main focus is on criminalizing black men. Our name is mud in the streets. We don't have control of our own image. We don't control what goes on television and what doesn't. We don't control that. They do. The other nations do. And that's part of the curse in Deuteronomy 28. The Most High said we will be cursed. You know? So again, this is why, man, we got to get Psalms. Or like I said, we could get Matthews if we have time. But we're going to try it, just for the sake of time. We just going to get a few.
Okay.
All right. Is it blank?
Female teacher. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to get the source on it. Don't worry about it.
It's a news clipping.
Okay. Let me put this.
Right. Esau is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Local family is demanding action after a 12-year-old claims a teacher recorded him using the bathroom at school and then showed the video to his classmates.
He attends Renaissance Middle.
You got a daughter, right, Op?
Mm-hmm.
If your daughter in school and a grown-ass man come in the bathroom while she's using it.
Oh, man, I'm finna go ballistic.
And records her using the
I'm
bathroom.
finna go ballistic.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, finish that. Finish playing it. I just want the audience.
A grown-ass man walk in the bathroom while my daughter's using the bathroom.
While she
pulls out
in
the phone,
school,
start recording.
and this grown man is the teacher. Pulls the phone out and record your daughter using the bathroom.
I'm going to go back to the Bible days.
I'm just going to say this. Now, why is it that it's... Play the video.
School in Fairburn. Fox Deidre Dukes is live in South Fulton tonight. Deidre, you spoke to that child's grandmother about the disturbing allegations.
Yeah, and the child's great-grandmother says that she believes this teacher should be fired. She wants her to face criminal charges after she said she heard what her grandson said happened to him at school. Fulton County school officials confirmed they are investigating after a Renaissance Middle School student told family members a female teacher recorded him using the bathroom at school.
He says, but I wanted to tell you what happened at school today. And I said, oh, okay. And when he started telling me, I said, wait a minute, what'd you say?
The child told his great-grandmother that the alleged incident happened inside a boys' restroom at the school February 16th, and that the educator showed the video to his classmates.
He said she was videoing us on her phone. It was me and two other boys in there. They were washing their hands, and he said, I was urinating. He said, yeah. Well, she cast it on the screen board in the classroom. I said, well, who was in there? He said, the whole class. And,
Stop.
and she turned it on.
So this grown-ass woman is the teacher, walks into the boys' restroom and record this child using a I think he was like, what, how old he said she was? She said he was like 10 or something like that. Now.
1 second. Keep
And records this child using a bathroom. Now, why did I play this? Because this is a young black boy, right? Remember, the war is against young black men. It's against men. They're starting early with the black boys. Why do you think that they buck breaking Dwayne Wade's son? Right? All of this in the media, all of this ties in together. The war again is against black men. All of this stuff ties in together. You know? So they have to demonize black men and black boys in the media. So now when we go in and violate your sons, right? Your little babies, your little boys, when we violate them, you don't even think nothing of it because they're already criminals, right? They're destined and predestined to be criminals, even though they're little boys right now, but they're destined to be a criminal anyway. So people are numb to it, even though it's just a female teacher, right? This is still a grown ass woman. That's sexual harassment, man. That's pedophilia. Like, what? Am I missing something? Am I tripping? Is that not pedophilia? Finish playing it, man.
On and let everybody see us in the bathroom, and I was peeing.
Pickett immediately called Renaissance to report what happened. A school district spokesperson told Fox 5, once a report was made, Fulton County Schools took immediate action, and the employee is currently on administrative leave pending an investigation. Pickett says the 12-year-old's classmates have been bullying him since the incident. Weeks later, she says her grandson is upset and confused.
And he said, Nana, she can do that? I said, no, she can't do that. He said, I didn't want her to film me peeing. And then when she put it on the board, he said, I was embarrassed. The kids was teasing and saying things.
So she put it up on the board. Not only did she violate this child, right, commit all types of illegal, right, broke all types of laws, right, she goes and then put it on the screen so the whole class can see this child using the bathroom to humiliate him. That's what she did. Now, they ain't revealing the identity of this teacher. Must be a white woman. They're not revealing the identity of this teacher now. They're not telling you. They're not showing what she looked like. I guarantee you that's Esau. I guarantee you that's Esau that did that. That's a Sheetamite behind that. I guarantee you that. Took the video and then to basically humiliate him. To basically humiliate him. For God knows why. I don't know. But yeah, keep going. Keep playing.
He said only one kid said, that's inappropriate.
Ms. Pickett said that her grandson is just so upset by everything that happened, but he is still attending school. She says she hopes this matter is resolved quickly. That's the latest here in South Fulton. Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
That's it on that.
So
that's crazy, man. Let's go to Psalms 35. Let's get the
He has
Bible.
blocked me into this. He has.
Let's get the Bible.
Let's see, Psalm 35.
Start at verse 1. Let's roll through this quickly.
All right.
We're gonna. Yeah.
Those are things that happen to your history. But then again, that child of mine was wrong
Right.
for what he did.
Right. Right. She basically this teacher, this grown woman, and the grandmother only know from what the grandson told her. You know, so they probably wasn't gonna alert the parents. She said he told her. He had to tell her. So they're hiding. They're protecting this teacher, which makes me further believe this was a white woman. The teacher. They're protecting their teacher. Read that, King.
The book of Psalm, chapter 35, verse 1. Plead my cause, O Lord.
Plead my cause, O Lord. This is where we want to be at, Kings. This is where we're going to need to be. This is a Psalm of David. This is where we want to be at, and this is need to be our prayer. Read.
Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me.
Them that strive with me. All the false and negative propaganda that they have against us. These other nations, they hate us. This is how they feel. They strive against us. Read.
Fight against them that fight against me.
Fight against them, O Lord, that fight against me. Read.
Verse 2. Take hold of shield and buckler and stand up for my help.
Stand up for my help. Read.
Draw out also the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me.
All the negative images, all the persecutions that they have on us. This is what we want the Most High to stop that, because they are planning devices against us. Read.
Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation.
Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation, because the Most High is our salvation. And the Most High in the latter days will stand up for us. Read.
Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul.
Let them be confounded in shame, because in the latter days they're going to be confounded. And they're going to be ashamed of what's going to happen to them, because Christ is going to come back and render judgment upon them. Read.
Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt.
All of this negative propaganda that they doing it so people see us on the street and they can do harm to us. That's why they do it. Read.
Verse 5. Let them be as chaff before the wind.
Let them be as chaff before the wind.
And let the angel of the Lord chase them.
Let the Most High send his angels out to get at them. Read.
Let their way be dark and slippery.
Meaning all the devices that they have against us, let them fail. Read.
And let the angel of the Lord persecute them.
And the Most High going to send his angel out to persecute them. Read.
For without cause have they hid from me their net in a pit.
They without cause, meaning they don't have a reason to do what they're doing. Esau don't have no reason to spread this evil out against us. We done nothing to him. Read.
Which without cause they have digged for my soul.
Without a cause they seek my life. Read. They seek our lives because they don't really have a cause for doing what they're doing. They want us exterminated. Eugenics. Read.
Let destruction come upon him at unawares.
Let the destruction come upon him unaware, which is ultimately going to happen, which we know when the Messiah cracked that sky, it's going to be, meaning, remember in the scriptures it said they're going to be drinking and giving into marriage and all of these things. It's going to come immediately upon them. All the evil they have done since 1492 going to be rendered on their head. Read.
And let his net that he have hid catch himself.
All the things, the devices that he had for us in the darkness, let it fall upon him. Read.
Into that very destruction let him fall.
Let him fall. Read.
And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which delivers the poor from him that is too strong for him.
The Most High is going to ultimately deliver him. Read.
Yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him.
Read. This part right here.
False witnesses did rise up.
Did not false witnesses rise up against our people? Did not false witnesses rise up against, even to this day, right? Even with the Central Park 5. You know, even what was their brother Tamir Rice, Emmett Till, false. All these people false witness. Carolyn Bryan was a false witness, and they all rise up against us. Read. This still happens to us. Read.
They laid to my charge things that I knew not.
They laid to my charge. What happened with the brother that was the NFL player? He didn't even know that this white woman had accused him of basically sexual harassment or whatever. He didn't even know it.
Irvin.
Irvin. He didn't even know it. He said, they laid to my charge things I knew not. I don't even know what they charging me for. Why are they doing this to me? Read.
They rewarded me evil for good to the spoiling of my soul.
Basically to us, and this right here speaking directly to the Israelites, because we doing a good thing in the earth when we preaching this gospel. They're gonna reward us evil for that. Remember, they're gonna come after us. Understand that. They're gonna come after us. Read.
But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into my own bosom.
This is where we need to be at, brothers. We need to be humbled, and we need to be fasting with prayer so that we can be found righteous. Read.
Verse 14, I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in my adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together.
Esau is happy when they see us down. The other nations, they rejoice when we are at our bottom. They rejoice to see us destroyed out here. Donald Trump put out a 5-page newspaper, took out a whole ad, paid thousands of dollars, right, to persecute these brothers who was innocent, who didn't even do the crime, who didn't even do it, man. Children at the time. Read.
Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me.
And they gathered against the Central Park Five. They gathered against themselves against Tamir Rice. They gathered against themselves against Emmett Till, against Philando Castile. They put out all the criminal records of all the brothers like George Floyd. They put their criminal records out. Who else? Eric Garner. They was quick to put the criminal records out to justify the murder. There was clearly a murder done on camera. Read.
And I knew it not.
And he knew not. Read.
They did tear me and ceased not.
Ceased not. They did not cease to do this evil that they've done, that they think to do. Read.
Verse 16, with hypocritical mockers in feasts.
They are hypocritical in nature. Esau is in case you didn't know, Esau is an extremely hypocrite. We don't, for the sake of time, I'm not going to play it, but there's another video of an Edomite who is a serial killer out here in these streets doing all of this evil, right? But yet they're locking us up, innocent black men.
Of course.
And this Edomite is roaming free. He killed dozens of people before they found out about it. Esau just let them run rapid. They are hypocritical. They're the ones doing this evil. Listen, when you go to prison, right? When you look up the prison stats, most sex offenders in jail, most of the sex offenders are Edomite males. Most, like 90 to 95%. That's why you don't hear it, but now they'll put R. Kelly on the front. They'll plaster his face on the news. They'll make him the face of sex offenders, sex trafficking, and all of these things. When you look up the stats, mostly white males are in prison for sex crimes. Off the top, bar none. It's not even a competition. Most of them, look it up. FBI stat, they are the main ones going to prison for sex crimes. Rape, molestation, funneling, all of these things. Edomites. Read.
They gnashed upon me with their teeth.
They gnashed upon them with their teeth. Meaning they angry with us. Read.
Lord, how long wilt thou look on?
Lord, how long are we going to go through this struggle? How long are we going to be persecuted and accused falsely by these people? Read.
Rescue my soul from their destruction.
This should be our prayer right here. Rescue our soul from this destruction. Read.
My darling from the lions.
My darling from the lions. Read.
I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people.
We should give the Most High praise at all times. Read.
Let not them that are my enemies wrongfully.
Wait, they're not who?
That are my enemies.
Esau is our what?
Enemies.
These are our enemies, the other nation. They're what?
Wrongfully rejoice over me.
They rejoice. They wrongfully, that's very important, wrongfully rejoice over our downfall. Read.
Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without cause.
They hate us without a cause. What did we do? Again, I say this, I've been saying this. What did we do to Esau for him to hate us like this? What did we do to him? Nothing. They hate us without a cause. Read.
For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land.
They devised a deceitful matter, like basically a deceitful matter against people like Emmett Till. You know, against people like Bill Cosby, right? Bill Cosby case. He's the face of rape. That's very deceitful. How do I know that that's deceitful? Did they have any DNA evidence proving that Bill Cosby did any of that? Could they physically prove Bill Cosby did? Now, I'm not trying to be a heavy advocate for Bill Cosby. I'm just saying, if we're gonna go by laws and facts here, right? Let's go by it, right? Did they have any proof that Bill Cosby did this? None. So what did they do?
Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me and said, aha, aha, or I have seen it.
Did they not? Did all of those women that came out against Bill Cosby say that I've seen him do this? They was they were all at the Playboy Mansion. They saw you were 14 years old. You was a minor in the Playboy Mansion. You weren't even supposed to be up in there. Plus, isn't that Hugh Hefner house? What, a white man? I mean, whatever. Read.
Verse 22, this thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence, O Lord. Be not far from me. Stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord, my God, according to thy righteousness.
According to thy righteousness. Judge me according to... This is why it's important to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, because this should be your prayer. Because you want to be judged, you want to become righteous, you want to be found righteous in the eyes of the Most High. So this is why he was asking the Most High, judge me according to your righteousness. Because these Edomites, these other nations, they're not righteous. They're not going to judge righteously. Father, you're going to judge righteous. So I prefer to be in your hands besides my enemies, outside of them. Read.
And let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, so we would have it. Let them not say, we have swallowed him up.
They want to swallow us up, man. They want us destroyed. That's why they concocted things like eugenics. Read.
Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion. Together that rejoice at my hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me.
Do they not magnify themselves against us? Do they not compare black men? They do that all the time. They compare stats with black people versus them. White people are more likely to be this, that, and the third, and black people are less likely to be this, that, and the third. You know, they always do that with these stats. Show how much more better they're doing than us. You should. This your kingdom. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be doing better, devil. I mean, you concocted every single device to cripple us. You should be doing better than us. Read.
Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, let the Lord be magnified, which have pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long.
Amen. That's it for me.
Go on, close us out.
All right, we're going to close out. This is another Throwdown Thursday, guys. We're going to end with that. And Prince Tim from the Nation of Israel, Tribe of Judah.
That's right. And I'm Mark Ezra from the Nation of Israel, Tribe of Judah.
That's right. And this, another Throwdown Thursday, we say Shalom.
Shalom.